site, Georgia Kayak Fishing, Smoky Mountains Camp and Paddle 2020. Got the kayaks all loaded up. I'm in the Shearwater 125 this trip. No towboat like last trip, and I'm overloaded like always. Using the Bixpy, bringing the pedals. Hope I don't lose the pedals. But game plan here is we are putting in at Holiday Village Marina on Lake Fontana and paddling up into where Camp 90 is at in the Smoky Mountains. No road access up there. We had to get the permits, and we'll be there for the next 2 days, kayak fishing the lake and trout fishing in the river. It's really cool. It's a unique trip because you can do both in the same day, you know, fly fish and kayak fish. So hang in there and join us. All right, just leaving the marina here at this is Village Resort Marina on Lake Fontana, something like that. Takes me a few times to figure it out. So yeah, we got here, huge storm. It was dumping rain in Nantahala as we were going through the gorge. And got here, waited on the rain a little bit, got some gear together, and it's lightened up. It's still raining, but it's lightened up enough to you know, get out in the water. The wind isn't bad at all, it's just raining. So yep, so we're off. We're gonna head up here across the main channel on Lake Fontana, and we are gonna head into Eagle Creek, which is the creek just to the west of where we were last time. And last time it was Hazel Creek. So probably get into Eagle Creek and then start doing some fishing. I'm way overloaded. I weigh 225 pounds. I am pretty sure I have the Shearwater over capacity right now. It's still stable. I can stand up in it, but there's a lot of boat underwater because of the weight. So I want to be real careful with it. You know, this trip is about being able to get out here for 2 days and, you know, go 4 miles, 5 miles up into the creek and have enough food and battery for the things that you need, and, you know, be able to fish, fly fish and kayak fish both in the same day. You know, all that stuff goes into a trip like this. You know, how to cook for yourself in a campsite, and how to sleep in a hammock or on a tent, and how to get it small enough to where you can put it on a kayak. It's just, there's a lot that goes into this, but that's what makes it so much fun. Is doing this kind of stuff and getting good at it, and you get to reap the rewards by, you know, fishing places that most people aren't willing to go. So yeah, lots of fun. But Georgia Kayak Fishing, Great Smoky Mountains National Park Camp and Paddle 2020, and it's just now getting started. So stay tuned. All right, so something that I think is kind of neat that I've never really seen in any other lakes is here in Lake Fontana. Apparently, you can't build a house on the lake, but you can have a houseboat with its own dock, electricity run to it, all that. No house in the shoreline, just houseboats moored up to a dock here in the little harbor. Got a little swim bait in the water, and I'm using the Bixpy to just tow it right across this drop off. Lake Fontana is deep, real deep. So you could catch fish anywhere from like 30, 45 feet all the way up to the surface. We saw some schooling fish on the way here too. So all this is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. No roads, no houses. There are roads, but they're ranger roads. Not public roads.
But yeah, about as wilderness as you can get around here. Alright, we should be getting to the campsite soon. I think it winds around, dumps right out at campsite 90 from Eagle Creek. Kick the Bixpy on real quick and cruise a little bit. Alright, just got back up here in Eagle Creek. We are the lake group. We didn't get to the ramp till about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Maybe a little bit later than that. And so we launched later than everybody else. Here I am at camp. Nice spot for a hammock over the water. Get that stuff out of the way. No, I'm good. I'm alright, there's a rock right here. My foot's just wedged in.
Hell yeah!
Get that to bite down on itself real good. Yo, check it out. Something that's great right here about these Rivers Pass dry bags. This is the 30, this is the 20, the 10, and the 5. Check out the buckle. So like dry bags I've used in the past just have these locking mechanisms. And once you use them, these start to crack sometimes, your buckle, but also they start to slip out. You know, you can't hang them from things like this because they're not strong enough to hold any weight. These Rivers Pass dry bags, they have a lever up top and then the pinch lever. Just like that, and I'll show you again. So if I pinch it, it's still locked. It's locked on both sides. Just like that. So you need 2 hands to open it, or maybe if you have magic hands, you can, you know, get all 3 levers at the same time. But these are really nice when, you know, you're out in the woods and you don't want your gear to fail on you. And a lot of just your basic latches will do that, you know, after a season or 2, or they crack, or, you know, they just start to wear and they'll slip out. You can't even put any weight in them and it'll just slip right out. These I can clip gear to. Got little shoulder straps. But yeah, very, very nice dry bags from Rivers Pass Outfitters. I dig it. And how I got them set up is sleeping camp system, clothes, electronics, and tools and batteries. But that's my system. Got it. Tiny Bass Challenge. Falcon Buku SR Ultralight and the Black Max. Fish on. Tiny bass fishing. Oh, this is a different fish. He's a little bit bigger. Lots of little bass hanging out here. Oh, barely got him. Look at that. And this is the mouth of Eagle Creek right up there. And these dudes are just stacked up. Sometimes the best way to knock off the skunk is to start small.
Hey man.
Nice. Cool.
You fished for years without it.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Just one of those things. It's bound to happen.
Yep, it is going to happen, my friend.
Oh, you riding in my drift back there?
Yeah. I'm shooting video.
Go back to this point where you guys caught those fish at. How big was that bass you caught?
The spot was bigger than smallmouth.
Yeah. Oh, you caught smallmouth here too?
Yeah.
Nice. Don't bomb me. I will fall in the water.
I got one.
Did you? What'd you catch him on?
A twisted jig.
There you go.
All right, so this is my water setup for kayak camping out here in the great Smoky Mountains. When you do these kind of overnight trips several days, you got to have a plan to deal with water, cook food, that sort of thing. And what I prefer are these two items for my kit. Jet boil for boiling water. That's great for cooking. Once you go to a jet boil, just get dehydrated foods, boil water. I don't even cook food in this, I just boil water in it. And add water to dehydrated foods. Let stand, stir, and you're good to go. So that is meals. And for water filtration, this is a Rivers Pass water filtration bottle. I don't know if you can see, there's a water filter straw inside the bottle. This is awesome for just river or lake water for drinking water. It filters 99.9% of all the bad stuff out of the water. It's got a little compass there. Quick deploy, just makes hydration quick and easy. And the water tastes great. I was drinking lake water a little bit this morning. And using the straw to filter that water. So that's my kit for boiling water and filtering water on kayaking and kayak camping adventures.
It is dumping the rain right now. I was just getting ready to hit the kayak, go do some fishing, and I'm glad that I didn't get out 5 minutes before. Because it is dumping. Whew. And now we wait. Alright, so I've got these waterproof Cobra CBs, and they have a weather channel on them. Channel 7, that's usually where I stay. But we got rain moving through. I don't know how long it's going to be here, so I'm just going to turn on the weather channel. See if we can't figure it out. So this is Eagle Creek. As you can see, there's a few log jams here. Keeps boats or kayaks coming up this way. Natural, looks like, but yeah, it's going to be tough to get anything up here. So from here on up, it's just going to get shallower and more and more trout streamish as opposed to a lake. Alright, all packed up and ready to go. Smile. There you go. Alright, Great Smoky Mountains camp and paddle for Georgia Kayak Fishing is just about over. We are packing up and heading out from Campsite 90 in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's a great weekend. It rained on us. It always rains on us here, always. So it's not casual camping as like car camping, you know. It's not easy, it's not comfortable at times. Sometimes it's very comfortable, but it's just that type of event. It's a lot of fun. Fishing was tough again this year. I caught less fish this year than I caught last year. We'll see if I get something on the way back. We're just going to take our time. It's about 8 a.m. on Sunday. But we're going to take our time and just fish on the way back, see if we can't pick something up. Weather looks great this morning. Virtually no wind at all. Bixpy update. I am on the third day of a 3-day camp and paddle in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Basically this event, we paddle in. It's about a 4-mile paddle from one side of Lake Fontana, and we paddle north up into a creek into the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. There's no electricity or buildings or roads, or it's just all wilderness land out here. But it's a 3-day camping
kayaking, fishing adventure. And on this trip, I have the Bixpy equipped Shearwater 125. And just want to talk a little bit about that, my experience with it, and you know, what you can expect out of the Shearwater and the Bixpy on a is that a snake? There's been tons of snakes out here on a 3-day wilderness trip into a national park. So Bixpy, I've ran the Bixpy from the time I put in at the ramp, which was Friday. Ran that all the way over to the campsite. Yesterday, which was Saturday, I ran it back halfway up the cove fishing, probably a couple miles. And today I hope to run it all the way to the ramp again. I have 2 bars left on my Bixpy, so it's still got juice even though I've been running it all weekend long. One thing to be mindful of with the Bixpy is speeds affect how much power is being used. So for example, while I'm out here in the Smokies and I need to conserve, it's all about that marathon, right? I need to conserve battery, get the most distance out of it I can. So I'm keeping it on the slower speeds. Right now I've just got it on the 1 speed, the first speed on the box, and just taking my time because I don't have a whole lot of battery left. But yeah, 3-day weekend, pretty much running it all weekend long, and I've still got 2 bars left on the battery. So the battery run time on the Bixpy is fantastic, and I'm super happy with the performance there. Also on this trip, I like trolling swim baits, or trolling a diver behind me. You never know what you might pick up, a white bass or spot or a striper or a trout. You just don't know out here. And with the Bixpy having a shroud instead of an open propeller, I feel a lot more comfortable trolling baits behind the boat, and not getting that line wrapped up in the propeller. So Bixpy so far, taking it to the ocean. God, it's beautiful. Look at this view I'm looking at right here. Be right back. Got a bug on my GoPro. Lake Fontana does not disappoint. It's gorgeous out here. So far I've had the Bixpy on the Yellowfin 120 and on the Shearwater. I've taken it in the ocean. I've taken it on lakes. A+ with that buy. I'm very, very happy with it. If I would have done it all over again, I would buy another Bixpy. So great job. The owners group is definitely helpful, and it's a great place to go and talk with other Bixpy owners about modifications or what it's capable of. So yeah, if you're interested in getting a Bixpy or you have one, definitely join that group. So yeah, Bixpy A+, love that. Shearwater has performed fantastically out here. It's a 12.5-foot boat, and 400-pound carry capacity. And one thing that I see some people knocking the Shearwater is it doesn't have any inside the hull storage. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I overloaded this boat this weekend. I had full cooler, more gear than I needed, and the water line right now it's way better. But the water line coming over here was at the handles, right at the little insert for the handles there. Stable. That's one thing that you take another kayak and you load it up with this much gear, the heavier and heavier it gets, you start to mess with the center of gravity, and you start to get, that's how you can turn a stable boat into an unstable boat. But yeah, I mean, I've got it loaded down right now and I feel just fine. I could stand up with all of this extra weight on the boat. So kudos to the Shearwater. It's an awesome kayak. I did check it for water in the hole when I got over last night, or when I got over on Friday, to make sure that, because I was riding really low, just wanted to be sure that there wasn't any water getting in, and it's dry as a bone in there. Super happy with that. But the Bixpy Shearwater combination with that gravity rudder, it is so nice to be able to quick deploy your motor, pull it right back up again, you know, instead of it being on the swing rudder, to where once you get it in the water, it's impossible to pull the line and get it back out of the water again. So the gravity rudder solves that problem, and it's a great addition for this system. And the Shearwater does what it was built to do. It cuts through this water and wind. So yeah, loving the Bixpy, getting great efficiency out of that motor, and the Shearwater and the gravity rudder just make it that much more enjoyable to use, but also capable of loading down the boat and taking trips like this. And you know, this was not possible with my old Dagger Cypress or my Perception Swifty, or you know, even my Yellowfin 120 last year. I loaded it down, but it'll get tippy if you overload it and raise that center of gravity. So I towed along the Skipjack 90 as a gear barge to get some of my extra gear over. And this year, no gear barge. The Shearwater can do it all. So super happy with it. If you guys are still waiting on yours, I'm sure it's going to come in, and that you're going to be super happy with it as well too. So thanks for checking out the video. If you guys got any questions or comments or anything like that, let me know. Alright, I'm setting a line right now. I'll show you guys what I'm using. Little trout swim bait. But that should be kind of a catch-all out here, since all these feeder creeks that feed into Fontana have trout. So there's trout in the lake, and I'm sure there's bass eating trout as well too. So that's what we're looking for here. Yeah, so just taking this guy out, getting him about 40 feet behind the boat. I will go about 60, because this is a deep lake. So the more line you let out, the deeper it's going to run. We don't want to run too deep though. Make sure we've got a tolerance where they can run with the bait into the yak attack, and we're fishing.
All right, my Bixpy just died, so I'm probably about halfway, and there's no wind today. So unless the main channel is a lot worse than this, it should be okay. But Bixpy's dead. No more electric motoring around for me. Oops. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the pedals. Again, that's the best part. That's the best part about the Shearwater 125 is multiple modes of transportation. Get you out of the way right there. goes into place. And we're in business. Actually, cooler. Let's do that. Cooler. Yeah, that should be good. I wonder if the Bixpy is dead. Yeah, Bixby's definitely dead. Yeah. Let's see if that works. Yeah. All right. Stow the paddle for a little bit. All right. Drive system engaged. I was cruising through a dirty patch of water, so I hope I didn't get a stick in the Bixpy. That would be shitty. But I don't see any more battery lights on the battery box, so I think my issue is the battery. So since the electricity's run out, we are going to the X Drive, which I'm glad I brought now. I'm still using the Bixpy in the back as a rudder. And it's steering just fine. Not sure if there's weather behind the mountains, but we just got hit with a headwind. It's not too bad, 7 or 8 miles an hour probably. But the way it's been raining this weekend, better safe than sorry to keep our eye on it and stay close to shore. So I'm gonna move across those points in case a lightning storm rolls through. Tell you what, you can get this pedal drive going pretty quick. I am putting out wake right now. Shearwater X Drive getting the job done. Ran out of Bixpy power about halfway through this journey, or at least on the way back. I've been running the Bixpy all weekend, so finally drained that battery, and it's nice to be able to fall back on the pedals. Moving around pretty good out here. Got a headwind, and these floating docks you see up here, ours flies on me. These floating docks you see up here are the start of the marina. We'll cut around and go down. The marina's down there, so almost back.
setup too.
Thanks, man.
You got a little bit of everything on there.
Yeah, it's fun.